Hi everyone, I'm Lori Fleckett of Soltar Solutions, and I'm here today to talk about content marketing. And before we get into the topic the main topic of the show, I want to talk a little bit about content marketing, because content marketing is going to be able to reach your customer where they are. People are making buying decisions as per the content that's being generated by business owners, and it's very important to understand that you can impact their buying decisions by giving them content that is relevant, valuable, and consistent, something that they are interested in. So when you figure out who your market is, what they're interested in, and you send them content that is going to help improve their lives, make an impact in their day-to-day, whatever it is. Maybe it's gonna save them money. Maybe it's going to help them do a task that they don't like to do. Maybe it's going to give them some improvement. Maybe it's going to give them more free time. What is your product or service going to do? So figure that out. Figure out who you are trying to do that for, who's most likely to purchase your product, and then when you generate content for them, you're generating content that is specifically interesting to them, that's going to help them to live better lives. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about what types of content are out there, because there are so many types of content. It's really easy to get kind of confused and lost about content. I like to break content into 4 different types of content. And the 4 different types of content are visual content, which include TV shows. It includes videos like this, testimonials. It could be video clips. Maybe it's how-tos or PowerPoints. It's the way that it could be photos. So that's visual content. Written content, books, blogs, articles, how-tos, quotes, special reports, white papers, newsletters. Those are all samples of written content. And then audio content, podcasts, TV shows, testimonials, quotes, public speakings, teleseminars. Those are also audio content. And then finally, we have interactive content, puzzles, games, contests, courses, how-tos, the infographics, things that they can do and that they can make that allow them to actually participate in the content. The reason why I like to create content that spans all those different cycles or different content methods, if you will, is people learn in 3 different learning styles. They learn in auditory, where they're listening to it. They learn in written, where they're reading it. And they also learn in kinesthetic, where they're physically doing something. When you create and distribute content in those 3 different methods, what you're actually able to do is incorporate all the different learning styles. You're making your content richer, more user-friendly, and people might want to view the content, but then they might want to read it or they might want to listen to it. Sometimes people like to listen to podcasts as they're cleaning their desk drawers or they're filing things. So it's important that you deliver content in different ways, and also content will be shared in different ways. So it really makes it easy for people to consume content in the way that they most like to consume content. This gives them an opportunity and a choice. So the way that we can go about doing this, because generating content in all these different ways, and these are actually just a few of the different ways to generate content. There's so many more ways to generate content. Generating content can be very time consuming. You're a business owner, you're busy, you're trying to create, get sales, you're trying to provide your product or your service to your customer. Maybe you have staff that you're managing, marketing. There's so many things to do. The best way that I have found to generate content is to first generate video content. From your video content, you can pull your other content. So for instance, you create your video, and then your video would, if you do Google Hangout, or what they're going to be calling now YouTube Live, if you decide that you're going to do that, then you take that content, you can send that video out to be transcribed. So now you get written content back from that. You can edit that content, and you can create that content as an article, as a blog. You can extract from that content, and you can get quotes that you can put on social media. Maybe you put those quotes on a nice photograph, and you can then deliver it like that, because you know, for instance, on Facebook, when you have a picture, it's much more likely that your content is going to be seen and also liked, and people will participate in it. So you can take and you generate your video. Now, if you want to get people to really be involved, maybe you do a how-to video. Okay, here's how you do this, and here's how you do that. And you would deliver written content that would explain how you're doing that. When you get your transcripts back, then you would take and you would extract from there the ingredient list, or the things that they would need to do their project, and then you can run them through that project. You could also extract the audio from your video, and you can send that out as a podcast, or put it out on, you know, Stricter or iTunes, or whatever, however you want to go about doing that. But there's different channels that you can do that. You could also grab some clips from your video, and you can use that as a promo for your video. So that might go on Facebook or Twitter. You could put that out on Twitter, and then you can link it to your video. So there's ways that you can go about marketing right through your video content that you've created. Your written content from your video could eventually become a book, magazine article. It could become, as we mentioned, a blog, but you can take and you can put those together and maybe do a series of blogs or a series of articles. And maybe you give certain info in your, say, magazine article, or an article that you would have someone else publish, newspaper, whatever, and then you could drive them to the additional content that you did in your video, and then they could also read that or watch your video. So there's lots of different ways that you can go about doing that. But if you decide to do the video and then your transcripts from that, you have a whole opportunity, so many opportunities to then slice and dice that content and deliver that content in different ways. Now, I can hear you say, oh, I don't like doing videos. I'm no good on video. I don't sound well. I don't like the sound of my voice. Nobody really wants to watch video, yada, yada, yada. The truth is, buying decisions are made when people watch video. And you don't have to be an expert at video to be able to use video as a great selling tool. A website that has video on it is 51 times more likely to hit the top page of Google. 97% of buying decisions are now made via video, by people watching video. They make their buying decisions before they ever meet you, before they ever come to your store, before they ever buy your stuff online. They have made their decisions as per video. My suggestion to you is that you get comfortable doing video. Get over the hurdle, because video is a very, very important sales tool. Very important. You can also collect video testimonials, which is third-party endorsements, and put those up on your site or distribute those. People are much more likely to buy when they see so many happy, satisfied customers talking about how great your product or service is. So it's important. When I started doing my TV show, Focus Forward, that I've been doing for over 4 years at the time of this video, I was terrible. I was really, really bad. I couldn't even stand to watch it. But I said to myself, I'm going to give myself the time it takes to go from being horrible at this to being pretty good at it, to be able to watch myself and to be able to have people say, wow, you're really good at video. The reason I decided to do that was because I understood that me being able to create videos was going to be a keystone. It was a keystone habit. I was be able, when I was able to master video, to be so much better at other things. I'm better at public speaking now. I'm better at the interview process. I'm better at delivering information to my customers. I'm better at figuring information out and delivering it in a concise way. I'm much better spur of the moment when I have to perform, if you will, or if somebody kind of catches me off guard, I go into my TV training mode. So give yourself the time and the energy and the effort to become good at video, or at least to become good enough that you'll release your videos, because they're a valuable sales tool and it will impact many other areas of your life. So I would suggest that you get to be pretty good at your video and that you feel comfortable doing it. It's a real confidence booster also. So that's something that's really important. Now, when we talk about our video, what we want to do first is we want to figure out what our position is. Position could be your differentiator in your business. It could be the different type of service that you offer. It could be the way that you're offering service. It's very important to figure out what that differentiator is. And if you don't have a differentiator, you better find one. Because if you don't have a differentiator, there's no reason for people to shop at your location or buy your product or your service. So give them an opportunity to do that. That's very, very important. And you know, for me, when I use as a differentiator is I've lived in 2 foreign countries and I've been to over 30 foreign countries. Another thing that I use as a differentiator is I have been personally coached and trained by Jack Canfield. I spent 600 hours in front of Jack, the co-creator of Chicken Soup for the Soul. He's one of my mentors. So Jack has been instrumental in helping me to get over my fear. Jack has a great quote. It's feel the fear and do it anyway. So it's not about not being afraid to do video. It's not about that. It's about feeling that fear and doing it anyway, not letting it paralyze you or hold you back. Content, when you're doing your content, you should choose a time and also a mix of content that's going to use the 3 learning styles, but also going to be primarily the style that you're most comfortable with. Now, primarily, I'm a writer. I'm most comfortable writing. So I'll write my content out loosely, and then I will do my video and then extract from the video. My written content also is something that I do my show notes from. So I just kind of string the sentences together and I put them out there. Written is easiest for me. And then video comes in second. I think the most difficult would be the interactive content, because I'm not really like a puzzle person or a test person or anything like that. I'm not really that kind of person. That's the hardest content for me to generate. So I'll usually get a little bit of help with that. But I try to make sure that I'm delivering that content in many different ways. And I also, when I do my TV show, I also have my engineer rip the sound and I release the sound out there as well. And I'm surprised at how many people just want the sound content. So it's good for you just to think about that and grab that sound and then deliver that out there. So we talked about how it's time consuming. We talked about how people consume different content. Now, social media is usually now the first place that people will go and they will check you out. Even before they'll go to your website, they'll look at your social media. It's important that your social media reflects your business and reflects you and your professional image that you're trying to deliver out there. It's really important that you're giving your potential customer and your customer the best opportunity to see you in a great light. So you might want to monitor your social media, go out there, check it out, make sure that it's working for you. And then also, where are your customers? Delivering content to LinkedIn and everybody else is on Facebook or Pinterest is not going to really help you. So where are those customers? The way that you can go about figuring that out is interviewing the customers that you have now, getting the customer's opinion on what social media is relevant for them, and learning to deliver your content in that social media, because each one of those social media channels have a different flavor. So really delivering that content out there in the flavor of the different channel. Very, very important. And then also taking and to continuously distill that content down, repurpose that content. And this is really, really important. Content curation. That means grabbing content from experts or leading authorities in your field or your business and pulling their content and then distributing that content along with your content. They'll probably get many more hits on their content. And when you pull their content, make sure that you keep their information intact, who they are, and their, some of their byline, because grabbing their content and putting your name on it, you're going to have copyright issues, and we don't want you to have that problem. But grabbing their content, keeping their name and their information in there, and then you're maybe critiquing it or furthering it, giving it some additional information, maybe adjusting it in your to meet your market better. Here is how you can use this valuable and wonderful information, useful information. Here's the way we can use this for our industry. People are making major livings out of taking content that's already out there and curating that content and delivering that content. I know there's a person out there that he talks about what famous people are talking about each week. Does he know these famous people? Probably not, but he's probably getting to know some of those famous people through using their content, and then he comments on it and he gets thousands of hits on his video. And he just grabs their content, makes some comments on it. Sometimes he does a little bit of critique. Sometimes he says, here's how we can use this content more effectively. I mean, it's a brilliant idea. So how can you take other people's content and use it to extend your content and also support the position that you have in your business? Third party, that's really third party endorsement is another way you can look at that. Because if they're saying, oh yeah, this is really great to do it like this and this and this, you're pulling that, and that's the way that you're doing it in your business or the product that or service that you're offering. That's really, really valuable. So get out there, start aggregating content, collecting content, curating content, and delivering content to your market. And watch what happens. Start tracking how that's going for you. I'm Laura Flaquet of Soltar Solutions, and I'm here if you need help with your media or your content marketing or your content distribution or delivery or creation. Get in touch with me. I'm here. Soltar Solutions, successwithsoltar.com. Take care. Bye-bye now.